Hello again. Get to the point quick. There's a ton of grip comparison videos out there, a ton of them. And I do recommend looking at some of them if you're trying to figure out. CDUM's done a good one, Wacky Jacky. There's other people that have done them, and I like it when they when they show the sprays with the colored lines and everything. But every single grip comparison video that I have seen, unless I missed one, is failing one massively important factor in testing their grips, and that is holding your breath. And for getting good sprays, you would ideally, to get the best possible tightest spray, you want to crouch and hold your breath. Crouch and hold your breath. If you are not, you are introducing more play into your shot. Okay, right here, I am crouching and zooming, and look at the movement of that reticle. It's doing that while you are shooting and trying to control your recoil, unless you're holding your breath. Let me zoom in so you can see it better. It's doing these movements. You'd be controlling your recoil and then to move up, and to move back down, moving all over the place. Now, I'm going to hold my breath. Hold my breath. Look at that dot. Very minor movement, staying very close, very close, very close. Now I ran out of breath. Now look at it. For a spray, you're not going to run out of breath. It is a very, very, very important factor. And some of these grips, we'll go through them. So the vert grip, 15% vertical recoil control. That one is very straightforward. Vertical recoil, for me to control, is very easy. I use a 50 vertical multiplier with a longer stick, right stick extension. The vertical recoil is super easy for me to control. What you pick will determine on what you struggle with. I've had plenty of practice, so I don't even usually bother picking up a vert grip. Let's look at some of these others. Lightweight grip. 20% sway control when breathing. So it's saying you're going to have 20% less sway when you are breathing and not holding your breath. So that could be helpful if you're using a DMR, or if you just don't ever hold your breath. Plus 10% muzzle rise control. Okay. Plus to help with your muzzle rising when you're shooting. Plus 20% recoil recovery after single shot. It's only single shot though. Help you recover after, like tapping a DMR. And then plus 30% initial shot recoil control. So less, and less recoil on the first shot and better recoil recovery. If you're single tapping a DMR, sure. Unless there's some crazy bug or something and you're not holding your breath, this would not be one that you would pick for an AR that you're going to spray. Okay, now let's get to some of the other ones. Let's go to half grip. Half grip, plus 8 horizontal recoil control. Excellent. That's the hardest recoil to control. Plus 8% vertical recoil control. Excellent. It helps with that a little bit. Minus 10% sway control when breathing. So if you don't hold your breath, this is going to make that sway worse if you're not holding your breath. That's just going to introduce more sway when you're breathing and not holding your breath. Then plus 10% recoil recovery after single shot. Then again, that's just single shot. This one's decent on ARs for sprays because of that 8% and horizontal and vertical recoil control. However, you definitely want to be holding your breath with this one because it can negatively impact if you're not. Okay, now let's go to thumb grip. Thumb grip. Plus 10% vertical recoil control. Excellent. Helps with that vertical. Plus 20% sway control when breathing. So less sway if you are not holding your breath and you're breathing. So if you don't hold your breath, this one could be helpful. Plus 10% recoil recovery after single shot. So if you're pecking a DMR or something, that could help. So this one could also be helpful on a DMR. Sway control when breathing and the recoil recovery after single shot. And a big thing with this one is the plus 40% ADS speed. It lets you get that ADS so much faster. All right, now my favorite, angle grip. Plus 25% horizontal recoil control. That is major. Horizontal is the hardest recoil to control because you don't know if it's going left or right. And minus 10% sway control when breathing. So sway is going to be worse when breathing. So you need to hold your breath. Plus 10% ADS speed. That's an extra added bonus. I can handle the vertical. Not a problem. This helps me with horizontal. I hold my breath, so the sway control is not a problem, and it gives me extra added ADS speed. So there you go. Go ahead and watch other people's tests, but the ones that I've seen, they are not holding their breath. So their results, I highly recommend you do. Their results are going to be off slightly because they would have had 10% worse sway with the angle grip. They would have had 10% worse sway with the half grip. Thumb grip, nope. They would have had a benefit. But with any of these, if you hold your breath, you don't get those negatives and you get rid of the... Here, let's take that off. No grip. Zoom that in. Let's look at that. That's with no grip on. What's going on? Breathing in and breathing out. So hold your breath. Stabilize that reticle. You got the point? I think you got the point. Appreciate C-Dome, Wax Jackie, everybody else, but very important. Hold your breath if you want the best possible sprays. All right. I'm at 477 subscribers. I know everybody says it. If you want to drop me a sub, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 500. It's a big deal for me. I've been sitting here for quite a long time. Can't quite get over 500, and that's what YouTube says I need to progress. So if you want to drop me a sub, excellent. If not, no worries. Appreciate you watching the video. You can catch me on Twitch or YouTube live streaming very frequently in the evenings. Just search for Silent Wolf. See you later.